what's your emergency?
Welcome back to That Weewoo Show, a podcast where we watch and discuss episodes of the ABC show 911. I'm Bex.
I'm Alice.
And I'm Ellen.
Thank you to everyone who has listened to our episodes so far, who have shared our social media posts, and have rated us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We appreciate it. This week we also appreciate your patience and understanding since we've had a bit of a disruption to our supposedly regular scheduled posting schedule because life has kind of kicked us in the butt for the last couple of weeks. So thank you for your patience. We hope to get back on track soon. Please ensure that you are subscribed to our podcast on whatever platform it is that you prefer to listen to us on, whether that is Spotify, Apple, YouTube, or your podcaster of choice. That way you're not sitting, waiting in anticipation every Tuesday/Wednesday, whatever it is, in whatever time zone you are in, waiting for the latest episode to drop. Because unfortunately, it might not.
Please also enjoy Alice's lovely husky 911 After Dark voice today in this episode.
Yes, life is still kicking Alice in the butt a little bit, but we are going to try and rally. We're going to try and make this work so that we can discuss what is Alice's favourite episode.
It is. We're up to Jinx.
But before we do that, Alice, can you give us a quick recap of what happened in the last episode of 911?
Yeah, so last weeks, whenever it was that we last joined you.
That's why I said episode, because I can't remember how many weeks it's been since we've done this.
Last episode of 911, Buck began.
He did. That feels like a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
That's a pretty, concise summary of that episode.
Yeah, so in this episode, we're going to discuss episode 6, which is titled Jinx, which first aired in February 2021. And the official summary says, the 118 believes their fabled firehouse superstition has come true when they have the day from hell with a never-ending series of bizarre emergency calls. Athena is in a hot pursuit of a 118 fire truck, a man who duct-taped himself to a freeway billboard, a garage full of fireworks, and a restaurant manager destroying his own business. They just gave away the entirety of the episode in that description. Meanwhile, Eddie feels a spark with Christopher's former teacher, but admits to Bobby he may not be ready to move on in his personal life yet.
I mean, at least they're giving away the entirety of the episode, but everything that they just gave away actually happens in said episode.
Yeah, well, that is a bonus.
Not like last season where the summary was all over the shop as to whether or not we were actually going to get those scenes in the episode.
Yeah.
Although, funnily enough, a lot of those scenes ended up in this episode.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah. We will get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. The triggers for this episode are quite straightforward because this is, for a change, we have a lighter. Like the last few episodes have been quite heavy, I guess, heavy subject matter. So this episode is surprisingly low angst. So the triggers include clowns, which is, quite a big trigger for some people. Sam Winchester. We have grief, high-speed pursuit, and an octopus. And I laughed so hard when the octopus actually appeared. I was like, oh, the octopus. I don't think anything else, too scary happens in this episode. It's just fun and hijinks mainly.
I think those are the main kind of highlights. So should we get into it?
Yeah.
Let's go.
We're going to start with Athena's high-speed pursuit.
Yeah, this was very confusing because, I knew that there was going to, obviously the summary told us she was going to be chasing the 118 fire truck.
Oh, no, so you got
So that wasn't really a surprise.
Oh, no, see, I remember going into this completely blind And
yeah, if you'd been binging through and you just came onto this episode,
so
that would be very confusing.
Athena's racing through the streets of LA. You've got the police helicopter over the top. They're telling the subject to, pull over, and then she says like engine 118, and you see that she's chasing the engine truck, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yes. I mean, I still didn't know who it was, so that was a surprise. But yeah, if you hadn't been spoiled for what was going to happen, that would have been pretty amazing.
It was a pretty cool opening.
Yeah,
but it is a flash forward, or maybe the episode, like real time is that particular night, and now we're going to flash back. Although the episode is not going to tell us that we're flashing back. After Athena tells the 118 to pull over, and they do in fact not pull over but continue racing, they race us straight into the title card. And when we come back, the engine truck is parked in the station engine bay.
Like, they don't have anything that says this is 12 hours earlier or anything like that.
You just... I guess you figure, this is a common technique that these guys use, so we must be, earlier in the day.
It's just 911 things.
Yeah,
that's
it's
it.
timey-wimey. We're resigned to the fact that time makes no sense on this show. And we get the cutest scene with Buck.
We get Clipboard Buck.
We get the return.
He has returned.
We get the return of Clipboard Buck. And
Eddie looking extremely fond.
Eddie is tolerating him so well with Clipboard Buck. So essentially, I think they are restocking the supplies on the engine truck. Buck has a list of all of the items that need to go into said truck, and he's reeling them off as Eddie is putting them back into the compartment. But he's making a big deal out of it because he's requiring Eddie to say check every time he grabs an item. To the point where when Eddie grabs something and just says, yep, I've got it, Buck puts his hand to his ear and is like, I'm sorry, what was that?
He's such a little shit.
He's such a little shit.
And then when Hen comes along and she sees what's happening, she's like, oh no, who gave him a clipboard?
But apparently it's a kinder, gentler clipboard, as is the man who holds it, because this is Buck 3.0.
Yeah. So yeah, apparently he's evolved. He's in his final form now. Is that correct? Is there a further evolvement?
I don't think we ever specifically get. Well, I'm assuming that by Buck is Buck 4.0, or at least
I guess so.
A upgraded version of a 3, maybe like a 3.1, 3.2. But he doesn't refer to himself as Buck 4. Wait, does he? I'm not going to say that because I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah. But I do love that everyone in the 118 seems to have just accepted Buck referring to himself in the third person with a different version. Because Hen's Buck 3.0, what happened to 2.0? 2.0's leg got crushed by a ladder truck and his girlfriend left him, apparently.
Yeah, thanks, Jim.
I thought that was what happened to 1.0.
No, 1.0, Abby left him. 2.0 got the ladder truck.
Right.
And then we get Eddie's line of that it's a software update.
Yeah, so Buck's ready to let go of the past, and when Hen gives us a little bit of exposition from the last couple of weeks about how your parents lied to you your entire life and you're just going to let it go, what's your secret? Buck explains that he's in therapy with his parents now.
Oh God, that sounds like hell.
I think his therapist is going to have a lot of work to do with those two.
Yeah. And Hen asks if Chim is also taking part in the family sessions. Chim's like, no, I am not. He's not family.
He's got his own family issues that he should be in therapy to resolve. He doesn't need to be in therapy with the Buckleys.
Oh, honestly.
Well, Eddie tells Buck that he is allowed to give himself some time to process. Buck says that he's just tired of looking behind him and he's ready to start thinking about the future. Speaking of which, the future of the 118 in the form of a probationary firefighter, is walking towards him, and he yells, "Hey, Proby!" And look, I know my rule is that unless they get named in the episode, they don't get a name. But this is Ravi. So
it's Ravi!
He gets a name straight off the bat because I know who he is.
I love that he's just credited as Proby. Like, clearly they did not intend to get this guy back.
Exactly.
And then they're just like, you can stick around.
Exactly. He was meant to be there for one episode, and then they thought, actually, you know what, he's kind of like, we like this character, so we're going to keep bringing him back. So he gets a name, which is why I'm giving him a name now. So poor Ravi looks like a deer in headlights and immediately just drops everything in his hands.
Aww.
Poor Proby.
Poor Proby. Buck seems very apologetic, very upset that he has scared the Proby.
Scared the books out of the Proby.
Runs over to sort of help Ravi pick up everything that he was that he had dropped, and starts making small talk and like an exposition within the small talk, because apparently Ravi,
like, you're the new B shift Proby,
he's on
right?
the B shift, so he's just come off shift as the 118 are coming on shift, I assume. And so he asks Ravi how...
And he's just finished his first shift. Yeah. It's so cute. Like, this was his very first shift. He had his books to study, and Buck scared the shit out of him.
Poor Ravi.
So Buck asks
I feel like I'm going to be saying that a lot.
Oh,
as the weeks go by.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
Buck asks Ravi, so how was your first shift? And Ravi goes, it was pretty quiet. And
I love the camera work here. It's like full on like horror movie. Like Buck, Hen, and Chim all gasp and step back with their like hands out,
like,
and it like does the zoom thing.
Like Hen's holding out her hand, warding off whatever Jinx Ravi has just launched at them. And they are absolutely horrified and stunned and shocked that Ravi has said the Q word. And Ravi, of course, this being his first shift, has no idea what he's done.
He's like, oh, sorry, I just said it was... No, don't say it again! Hen's like, maybe if he says it a second time, it undoes the curse. Chimney says maybe if he says it a third time, the Candyman will show up and kill them.
Let's not test that theory.
So Buck explains that we don't use the Q word in the firehouse or any house. We don't use the Q word.
I think it's pretty much, if you're an emergency responder, you don't use the Q word.
Oh, even in retail, we do not use the Q word.
It works in retail as well?
Yep, works in retail as well.
Okay.
And then Bobby, who isn't even part of this conversation, just appears from the loft. It's like, who used the Q word?
Meanwhile, Eddie has been watching this in also utter confusion, because even though he has been here for, nearly 2 years now, for some reason he has yet to have encountered this particular situation. And he sort of looks around and goes like, what am I missing? And as explanation, the alarm immediately goes off, summoning Station 118 to a vehicle accident. And all of them just, roll their eyes, scoff, ugh, and Chim tells Eddie, we've been jinxed.
Oh, episode title.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of drinking in this episode if you want to do the drinking game with the title.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who wrote this one? Taylor Wong, who hasn't... This is the first writing credit for Taylor Wong.
I'm going to assume that he was probably in the writer's room, but this is the first one that they are credited as a writer.
Well, they've done a great job on this one. It's snappy dialogue and whatever.
Yes.
They've done a few good ones. I checked before we started recording, and they're still, as of season 8, they're still recording, still writing.
Oh, good. Okay.
We follow the 118 in to the ladder truck. I love this episode because there's so much of them just sitting in a truck talking. And they are my favorite scenes because you get the sense that either these people are all incredible actors and are incredibly good at selling the chemistry and the familiarity that they have with each other, or they are actually that good friends and that familiar with each other that they are comfortable just sitting shooting the shit with each other in the back of the truck, with Bobby like sitting up in the front seat, in the dad seat.
Also shooting the shit, which I love in this episode. It's so good.
So we're in the truck, we're picking up from where Chim left off. Eddie is trying to understand what the hell is going on because he says, and I apologize for my pronunciation, he says that everyone sounds like his abuela's neighbor's curandera. So that's his grandmother's neighbor's. A curandera is apparently like a medicine healer. So someone who sort of specializes in warding off evil spirits.
Buck, in fact, asks if she knows how to reverse it, because if not, they're about to experience the shift from hell. Chim says it's going to be non-stop calls all day long. Hen says they're going to be stupid calls. And the EMS gods are going to make them pay.
And when Eddie says, like, you guys don't really believe that, they explain what happened the last time somebody in the house said the Q word. And I love that there's this quick moment if they shoot to Bobby and he's like smirking in the front seat because he remembers exactly what happens the last time.
And meanwhile, Buck's just there like, the gods took it out of context. Like, pouting.
I agree with him. The gods did take it out of context, but he should have known better. So we get a quick flashback to the 118 station house. We've got what is clearly meant to be a proby Buck. We lose Alice for a little bit because he's wearing his baseball cap backwards, so he's very like Dean Winchester beat sheet coated for a couple of seconds.
Beat sheet Buck. This is my favourite Buck, is the backwards cap Buck. It doesn't happen nearly often enough.
You can't see, but he's wearing slides with like socks.
But yeah, so Proby Buck, Beat Sheet Buck tries to open the dishwasher to add a like protein shaker to it, and Bobby's like, hey, it's already running, you're gonna have to wash that by hand. And Buck's like, oh wow, really? It's so quiet. And all of them just look at Buck, and he's like, no, I meant the dishwasher.
Meanwhile,
and then the fire bell immediately rings.
Apparently that out of context use of the Q word resulted in 36 calls in one shift. It's a house record.
Buck says that it was 37.
That one doesn't count.
Chim says it doesn't count because it wasn't even a call. But we flash back to a white screen, and then we get like a handprint appearing through the white and like sliding down the glass. And the camera pulls back, and it's the locker room, like the glass wall of the locker room. And there's like, the locker room is just filled with
foam.
Like the white foam.
The fire suppression foam.
Yeah, it was the fire suppression system.
With Buck inside the locker room. So the hand that we can...
How is he breathing?
Stuck
Someone get him out of there so he doesn't drown in foam. That's awful.
No, but it's great because Bobby and Chim and Hen are just watching Buck like fighting for his life through the foam. And they're just like, nah, we'll just give him a minute.
Hazing.
But kind less, gentler hazing. You know, they're not, making him scrub the engine bay over and over again. They're just letting him, fight through the fire suppression system very dramatically. Like at one point, he's got both hands sort of up above his head and then just slides them like all the way down to the bottom. And you can imagine he's...
Yeah, instead of like trying to get out or anything, he's just like, help me.
I can just imagine them having fun with that scene.
Yeah.
I mean, Oliver probably
absolutely.
hated it, but it was probably fun for a minute or two.
Eddie's still not convinced.
He's
yeah,
just like,
so we go back to the present.
I think you're giving the EMS gods too much credit.
And it doesn't help that when they first get on the scene that they were called to, it does look like a minor fender bender. But then Bobby tells Eddie to look up, and it turns out that the reason that the fender bender happened was because both drivers were too distracted by the guy who has duct taped himself to a billboard high above the street.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
This billboard has a spider web on it. So this guy's name is Izzy Chains. Is that his name?
Yeah.
And his album name is Stuck on You. So there's a QR code. I tried this QR code with my phone and it didn't work. I was like, no. I thought it might take me somewhere fun, but it didn't.
So the billboard is quite clever because he's a musician. He's trying to promote his song. The song is called Stuck on You, and he has taped himself right in the middle of the spider web. So, I mean, he gets points for artistic creativity.
Yeah, I mean, he must have had someone to help him because I don't know how you would tape yourself up to a billboard up in the air.
No, you can't think about that because it's just for the drama.
He had a friend. It's fine. Yeah. So he Izzy Chains is yelling, "Stream listen to Stuck on You, blah blah blah. I'll be here all night." Yeah. He's just yelling that the entire time.
He's having a great time up there, and he's loving that he has summoned this crowd underneath him because everyone is watching to see this crazy person get rescued off a billboard. The fender bender is fine. We do get a little bit of Chim and Hen, doing some actual paramedic work, but they're not important. Izzy is the main sort of focus of this scene. I will note that there's a moment here where Buck gets sent to get the ladder truck ready for him to go up and grab Izzy. And one of the first steps is they put the outriggers out to so that the truck is counterbalanced and is secure. And they put metal plates down for the outriggers to sit on top of because the metal plates are flat and they can take the weight of the truck. And because I knew that the episode was jinxed, I assumed something Final Destination-y terribly was going to happen with that metal plate under the outrigger.
So did I. They do a full zoom in to
right?
and I was waiting for it to come back the entire time. I was
fully expecting
that was such a weird
the metal
shot.
plate to come slipping out or shooting out at some point because the pressure was slightly on an angle. It doesn't. Complete misdirection.
Yeah, well, they think this is going to be crazy and weird shit happening all day, but most of them end up being fairly straightforward. There's just a lot.
Yeah, it's stupid calls, but simple stupid calls. We do get a new member of the 118 though, because Porter is operating the ladder truck for Buck. So that's cool. I don't think we've seen
There's
him.
actually a lot of the other members of the 118 in this subtly. They're not spoken to.
No.
But they're there with their names on display the whole time. Yeah.
And they even get to sit at the table and, be in the truck and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I find really ironic about this episode though? Is that Ravi sets off the Jinx and then he doesn't have to deal with it. Because he was on B shift.
Yeah, he just vanishes. He goes home to bed.
Just Mike drops the Q word and then I'm out. See you later.
Yeah. Honestly, the things that Ravi goes through later, the 118 pre-deserve.
Oh, no. Anyway, this dude is he doesn't want to, when Buck comes up the ladder towards him, he's like, no, I don't need help. I'm staying here and I paid for the whole day. I'm going to stay here the whole day. Yep. And Buck's like, okay, are you wearing, just a question for you, are you wearing anything underneath that? And Izzy's like, no. Why? And Buck's like, you might regret that later.
Again, I was expecting that to be a bigger deal than it ends up being. It should be a bigger deal than it ends up being.
Yeah, considering he's got duct tape across his naked...
Yes.
Yeah, ow. Anyway, LAPD, and including Athena, rock up, because obviously there's been a crash and a guy distracting everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Athena checked his story and he's telling the truth. He did pay for the billboard, but it's all legal. And so they'll have a word with him as soon as he climbs down, but right now all they can do is control traffic and hope for no more accidents.
Yep.
And then Bobby's just like, ugh, damn Proby jinxed us. He used the Q word. And Athena's just like, jinxed? You don't believe in that stuff? And Bobby's like, no. Like, as if he didn't just bring it up. Like,
yeah, he doesn't sound very convincing.
He also won't say the Q word. He just keeps saying the Q word.
This entire episode, Bobby is, like, put on... It's never entirely clear whether Bobby believes in the jinxes and the superstitions.
Oh, he
100% does.
believes in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He keeps denying it.
Yes.
He keeps denying it, but he also won't, like, say the Q word. Like, he just keeps saying Q word.
Yep.
He explains later. He says that the others get weird after the Q word comes up, so that means
because the others get squirrely and they make mistakes.
But the others aren't here
they
now.
accidentally
the
fire
others
suppression.
are
Yes,
either
but
halfway up a
saying
ladder,
the Q word.
or they're working on getting, like, the big inflatable mattress out. He's only talking to Athena. He doesn't need to keep up the act. He believes it,
but he's still saying the Q word.
Yeah.
But Athena's going to fix it because she sees something shiny on the ground and she picks it up and it's a penny. So she gives it to him and he's like, "What's this for?" And she's like, "It's for luck." Sounds like you could use it. So, like, I noticed in this episode, they've got, like, because it's obviously still COVID time, they're wearing their masks, but sometimes they're not wearing their masks, and then other times they're wearing their masks in a weird place, like when they're outside, not in a crowded area. Like, I couldn't work out what the logic was with the masks in this episode.
The masks in this episode, the reason that it's weird, and I was going to go into this when we actually get to the montage, but a lot of the scenes in this episode are actually deleted scenes from other episodes.
Oh.
And so anytime they're wearing masks, that's a new scene. But when they're not wearing masks, in the montage, they're never wearing the masks.
Because that's like 2 years beforehand that they've shot this stuff.
Previous.
Yeah.
Okay. It was before COVID existed.
All right. It's just later they're all sitting around a table outside.
Yeah, because
eat food.
That's a
still wearing masks. Yeah,
because it's a restaurant, and that would have been the rules during COVID, that you could go out because, like, jumping ahead, that you can see the hostess at that restaurant looks like she's about to perform surgery because she's got face mask, she's got face shield, she's got full
the
gloves.
face shield. Yeah,
so they're still having.
But they were outside.
Yeah, but they're still probably...
it was still
they're
the
having
rules.
to comply with COVID protocols.
Unless you were actively eating, you had to have your mask on.
Yeah. Okay.
And being that they're first responders, they're going to follow the rules, because how awkward would it be if Athena had to book them all for...
I'm thinking that because even though this is, like, in episode time, it's post-COVID, it would have been right in the middle of the pandemic when they filmed. So there were probably rules like, yes, you can film in a crowd, but you're going to have to comply with all of these particular rules, which is, yes, you're still outside, but you're in a group of people. These extras are not in your bubble, so y'all are going to need to mask up and stay masked up.
I can feel the supernatural saltiness coming back. Stop me. Okay, let's stop.
I'm sorry.
I don't pull the thread.
Speaking of firefighters and masks, though, let's get back to this episode. There is a firefighter who is helping a woman a little bit further down the street from the accident, and it's Anna. And I am feeling incredibly justified that it is pronounced Anna.
Even though they pronounced it Anna last season, it's now Anna.
I don't think we actually got her. I think we just got Flores. I don't think we actually found out her name was Anna. I was just calling her Anna because...
No, that's right. I went to
Yes!
the breakup scene.
And
I went to the breakup scene and Eddie calls her Anna.
And you said he pronounces it Anna, and I went, I don't care, I'm calling her Anna. But then in this episode, he calls her Anna.
He calls her Anna.
Yes.
So, okay, basically Eddie doesn't know her name.
Okay. But he recognises
excellent.
her in
Hang on.
in this instance.
So, Anna is getting first aid from a firefighter. She has apparently burnt her hand, and this firefighter is applying an ice pack. And he puts the ice pack on her hand, and then he disappears. And just as he disappears, leaving Anna with her ice pack, Eddie comes running up the street and literally does a double take as he runs past her. Like this,
he basically slides to a stop.
He is a cartoon character this entire episode. It's hilarious.
Yes.
He addresses her by name. He's got climbing helmet and a face mask on, and she has no idea who the hell he is or why he knows her name. He just starts stripping off all of his protective gear, and it's like it's Eddie Diaz. She still kind of looks at him blankly, and he's like, Christopher's dad from school. And she goes, oh, Edmundo. And just like the heart eyes and the little hearts floating around his head, and like the neon pink blush on his
happy. Yeah, so he takes a look at her hand because she's got this ice pack on her on a burn from hot coffee.
Which, how fucking hot is that coffee?
I know,
literally,
it looked
it's
awful.
a big burn.
It looked like a really nasty burn.
I thought they reduced the heat in coffee when you bought it from a coffee shop after the McDonald's lawsuit.
They're supposed to, yeah.
It looked like someone had dumped boiling water on her. Like
literally, yeah. Maybe she ordered it like extra hot.
They
and
allowed
then just, like,
to
dumped
do
it on her hand.
They allowed to give it to you extra hot.
Well, she was actually going to do a lawsuit, but then Eddie distracted her. So
yes, okay.
Eddie fixed it.
Anyway, yeah. Usually the hot coffee's like, because how would you even drink it if it's hot enough to burn your?
Unless
anyway,
I wanted
don't
extra.
Don't ask for the drama.
Yes.
She has really badly burned her hand.
Yeah, so some guy bumped into her when the accident happened. She spilled her her coffee that was still boiling.
Yes, actively boiling.
Because apparently she got it with
cup.
a fire underneath it. And yeah, she burned herself really bad. And Eddie's like, oh, well, ice is really bad for burns, so let me have a look.
Yes, ice is
and
very bad for burns.
He pulls the ice away, which is where we see the really, really bad burn. And Anna's like, well, the firefighter gave it to me and told me to keep it cool. Eddie's like, which firefighter? So apparently he had 147 on his helmet. And Eddie's confused that, one, there's another unit
no idea
there.
What's going on.
And two, why that guy doesn't know
not to put
how to deal with burns.
Yeah.
He also says to keep it dry and clean and then wraps it. Like, I'm pretty sure he shouldn't be wrapping a burn that bad. I'm pretty sure he should be running it under cold water for like 20 minutes.
I mean, I'm not mad at him for wrapping it. I am mad at him that he is putting straight gauze onto a burn that badly blistered.
Yeah, it's literally just wrap.
Yeah, he should be sticking like a non-stick burn pad or some kind of colloidal silver on it first and then putting the gauze on, because that's just going to stick to the burn. It's going to be a bitch to get off later.
So just so that everyone knows, the reason that you run it under cold water is because even when you burn it and then take the thing that burns you away, your skin continues to burn.
Yeah, the heat, it still retains the heat.
It retains the heat, so you've got to run it under cold water to keep the water fresh, because like if you put ice on it, one, it's too cold, and will just damage the skin, and two, it'll like the ice will start heating up and helping with the cooking process, which sounds awful. But so run it under cold water, then take it out of the cold water for a bit and then do it again. I can't remember the exact times, but yes, run it under cold running water. Like, you don't want to sit in a cold bath or anything because it'll warm up. You just want to keep it going under cold running water.
It's just the irony that he's shitting on this guy for like, well, that's not how you treat a burn, and then goes ahead.
Yeah, and then does it completely wrong.
It's okay.
Like-
we don't watch 911 for medical
Anyway.
advice because otherwise we'd all be
For the
dead.
drama.
For the drama.
Yeah.
Can I tangent for just half a second?
Oh my god, Ellen's gonna
Oh my
tangent.
God.
You guys, I feel like we need a
What?
theme
Brace
song.
yourself.
I do it all the time.
No, I do it all the time. You barely do it.
Yeah.
It's very interesting
well,
when
I
you
am.
tangent. Go for it.
Okay, now I feel like I'm going to be underwhelmed by my tangent. But I've been binging Poldark, and the entire show is just for the drama. I've kept catching myself muttering under my breath, why don't you just fucking for the drama? It's so frustrating.
You might need a sticker,
it's
Ellen.
really good. It's really good. I recommend it. But oh my god, I just want to beat their heads together. Anyway, what are we up to?
I just finished House, and like speaking of for the drama, Jesus. And then it was funny because Cuddy's mum had the same thing that my mum has, and they were like, "Oh my god, we've got to find the cause of this." And meanwhile, with my mum, they're just like, "Oh yeah, have some meds to stop it happening." Bye.
They don't care about the cause.
No, I don't care about the cause.
No.
Oh dear.
So for the drama in this episode, we need Eddie like down on one knee in front of Anna, very tenderly wrapping her hand while they catch up on each other's lives.
Oh, it's very cute.
Straight out of fan fiction.
So apparently, Anna is no longer at the schmancy private school that Christopher goes to. She's vice principal over at a different school after taking some time off during COVID to get her her doctorate in education, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so now she's Dr. Anna. Or professor, maybe, since she's in vice principal. I don't know. I don't know how it works over there.
Eddie asks her why she stopped being a teacher, and she's like, well, I'm always going to be a teacher. It just having a PhD gives me more options. And Eddie says that...
And Eddie's like, speaking of PhD, wink.
he says that... Anna's line is specifically that being a teacher is in her blood. Eddie says, oh, it sounds a lot like a firefighter. And then looks her up and down and says, your job looks really good on you.
I don't know what that means, but sure.
No,
Eddie.
he's just
Sir.
trying to have game today.
I mean, he doesn't, but I don't think she cares.
It just sounds kind of awkward, but she's really flattered. She's like, thank you. Bless.
So Bobby bursts their little bubble, basically telling Eddie to get his ass back on the job. So they...
the radio.
Yes,
he's,
on the radio.
He's not like what? Maybe he's watching around the corner going.
It probably is.
Bobby only watches the buddy interactions.
The radar only goes up for when Buck is with Eddie, not when Eddie is with random females. So they walk in opposite directions. I don't have it in my notes, but I'm pretty sure, does Eddie look back at her as they're going?
Probably.
I don't remember.
No,
but they do say, "Oh, it was great seeing you," and I was like, "You too." It's like, oh. Meanwhile, this asshole is still on the billboard, like not wanting to leave.
Yeah, not for long though, because even
he's singing and everything still, and yeah, apparently his time with the billboard doesn't stop until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Gravity has something to say about that though.
Yeah, like he's like singing and dancing, and so of course the tape starts ripping.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he hasn't like slid out from under it, you know, like
I know, right?
Well, see, it looks quite
drama.
secure because it almost looks like a nappy. It's like underneath his legs and around the tops of his thighs. He looks like he should be in there quite securely. The hilarious thing is that the tape starts ripping and Buck bolts up the ladder like he's trying to catch this guy. And I'm watching him like try and get his limbs into action in this tiny little narrow like space. I'm going, dude, there's a big crash pad underneath. Why are you worrying about running up the ladder? He's just going to land on the crash pad.
Yeah.
Literally.
Which is exactly what happens. The tape rips. He falls onto the crash pad. As he
reminding everyone while he falls to download his album.
Love that. You know, we love a man that's focused on his goals.
He's dedicated. Yeah.
And then I have to remind myself that all of this is for the drama, because somehow as Izzy was falling, despite that foreshadowing of Buck asking, do you have anything on underneath the tape? To which Izzy said no. As Izzy's falling, he goes in one direction and the tape goes in another direction.
Yeah, it just comes right off him.
Which that should not have happened. that tape should have been stuck to him. He should have been like taken to hospital to get that like removed.
I mean, I guess maybe if he was really sweaty, he just like slid out from anyway.
Like really.
Regardless, he's very naked.
I just said that
he's very naked.
I just said the tape was like under his legs and around the top of his thighs. How sweaty is he getting? Of course,
he's real into people downloading his album.
Of course. I'm assuming that there is like he has body hair, and maybe he's a Ken doll. Maybe he's just like no hair.
Yeah, maybe he shaved beforehand.
Well, maybe the tape just ripped it all off. Down.
Well, then he must be incredibly masochistic, because he lands in the pad and then is immediately up on his feet, like absolutely cheering. Celebrating and cheering. And buck naked.
Yeah, so naked.
Not at all in pain, just like naked.
But they do put a blanket on him pretty quickly, but
and everybody,
oh yeah, he's definitely going to be famous.
Yeah,
now
because everybody who had their phones out filming him and like downloading his album with their QR code is now filming him being, you know, like frog marched
very naked, yeah.
to the ambulance or the police car in his birthday suit.
Buck picks up the tape off the ground and Bobby says to him, you want to keep that as a souvenir? And Buck just looks so disgusted. He's like dropping it again.
Because it's like perfectly, it looks like when cosplayers are trying to make like references to make their armor. So they kind of wrap themselves in glad wrap and then they duct tape themselves and then they cut it off and it stays in the perfect form. That's what it looks like. It's still perfectly like Izzy chains formed.
Oh.
Which completely improbable, but for the drama it looks good. So I will allow it.
Mm-hmm. So the next scene is where I start getting really hungry, because I was watching this morning before I'd eaten much, and this mac and cheese that Bobby pulls out of the oven looks so good.
Yes.
Oh, doesn't it though?
It
looks amazing.
Golden and it's bubbly. It's got crispy bits on top. Everybody is at the table, but not everybody is at the table, because Chim tries to dig in and start eating, but Bobby scolds him and tells him that the rules are that they have to wait for everyone. And Buck is not at the table. He jogs up, don't know where he was, goes to sit down, and as soon as his ass hits the chair, the alarm goes off. So
casserole goes back in the oven.
We get the montage of all of the calls that they go on, and I love that the montage is every now and then they get back to the firehouse and we check on the casserole. Because they keep coming back, they keep trying to get the casserole.
They're trying to have it, they try to eat it, and the bell keeps ringing, so they can never actually eat it.
And the casserole's just getting more and more and more overcooked the longer that the montage goes on.
Yeah, I don't know what he needed to turn the oven down a little bit, because like
just turn the oven.
Just turn it on to like 50 or something. It'll still stay hot.
I don't know. They should have turned the oven off. Just let it sit in the oven, and then I don't know, nuke it in the microwave.
For the drama.
For the drama, he keeps.
They needed it to be burned.
Yes, they needed to be burned.
Yeah. Also, maybe he just forgot because Jinx.
Well, they were very busy.
But yeah, so Queen's Don't Stop Me Now is playing through this whole montage, and it's so good.
Yes, because they're not stopping.
Nope.
So call number 1 is a cat has been stuck up a tree, but not only the cat was stuck up a tree, there's also a man who presumably climbed up the tree to rescue the cat. And there's also a man stuck up the tree. And, like, Eddie's like, don't worry, he's next. Like, they saved the cat before the guy that's there.
The cat probably jumped down.
Yeah.
The cat just jumped into Eddie's arms. No, I think we actually see him climbing down the ladder with the cat, but...
But yeah, so they saved the cat before the man, which is fair.
The next one, they get back to the station house. They check on the casserole. I don't think Bobby even gets into the kitchen at that point. Oh no, he gets the oven open. He doesn't even get the casserole to the table. It's like oven open, alarm goes off, shut the door, casserole goes back in the oven. They're dispatched to a call where a woman has a mascot head stuck on her. I don't know how the hell she managed to do that.
And how did she get home again? Because she's in, like, next to a pool in her backyard.
Yeah. Was she wearing the mascot costume in the backyard?
There are so many questions about this emergency. Maybe it was a hazing prank. They glued them anyway.
I don't know, but as they yank the mascot head off her, finally, she promptly throws up all over Buck.
Yep.
To which Eddie says, "At least someone ate today." But what we see her projectile is, like, mostly water. Thank God. So I don't know how much she had to eat. They're not
maybe
eating.
She just drank maybe she drank heaps and then put the head on.
I don't.
Yeah, maybe she's.
I'm pretty sure it was just because they didn't want to throw, like, we're going to make up a bucket of fake vomit and throw it at Oliver. If we're going to splatter him with something, we're going to splatter him with water. It's fine. But she apparently was the only one that was going to eat that day, because by the time they get back to the station house, the macaroni and cheese is just charcoal.
So no one's going to be eating.
No one is going to be eating unless they order
before they
out.
can even order in. The bell goes off again.
And Buck's like, definitely not jinxed. But then the alarm, like, let me say that again. No, I can't be bothered to say that again. The bell rings and they have to leave again. Eddie is starting to feel like maybe they are jinxed. But this lady goes into a toilet cubicle at her workplace, I'm guessing, and there's something above her, like something drips on her. And she looks up and this tentacle is, like, coming through this vent. And then all of a sudden, this octopus falls on her head. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? I've got no idea. It's the octopus. So yes, it's like glommed onto her face.
Mm-hmm. So the 118 get called to that, and there's this really funny little moment where, because they're, like, in and out so much, all of their shit is getting mixed up. So Chim's grabbing his gear, he puts his helmet on and immediately falls down over his eyes, because either someone has put their helmet in his cubby or he's grabbed the wrong one, but that's definitely not his helmet.
Yeah, it's way too big for him. So the octopus, it was supposed to be in Monsters?
Allegedly. It was in the summary, because remember, I think it was in the summary for Monsters.
Okay.
Yeah, because it says an office employee having a close encounter with an 8-limbed creature.
Right,
is in Monsters. And that's the crow, the episode with the crows.
Can you imagine that they've filmed, like, a good 5-minute segment for this, and they've just chopped it up to fit it in this montage.
Right, okay.
We also have the movie theatre, which was mentioned in the summary, and I believe the trailer as well for Awful People, is this kid that gets his head stuck under the...
This explains so much, because I was watching this montage going, why have they put so much effort? Like, why is this kid who's got his head stuck under a chair in the movie theatre?
Because they already filmed it.
Being so dramatic about trying to get out. And yeah, it's because it was an actual scene.
Yes.
That happened
and
in
that's
the past.
also why they're not wearing their masks in any of these.
Right, okay. That makes a lot more sense now.
And then the other call is the kid stuck in the washing machine was apparently from the season 3 opener kids today.
Meanwhile, Chim is running back to the truck with a granola bar in his mouth.
I love it.
That's the only thing.
He comes back. They've obviously not had a chance to eat, so he's got a box of granola bars, and it's literally the box just says granola bars across the top.
Yeah, like props did not extend themselves with this. It literally just says granola bars.
I did note that it said it was gluten-free, so that was good.
I did.
Yes.
Buck at one point, he tries to make a cup of coffee, but like he goes to the thing and it's empty. And then the bell rings. So instead he can make another batch. He just like pours the last bits straight into his mouth, but they're boiling hot because they're the last bits.
Yep.
And so he burns his mouth and just like, roll running out.
And at the end of the montage as the song starts to wind down, Bobby is guiding the truck back into the engine bays, like, keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming. Okay, we are. And the alarm goes off. Going back out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so yeah, really fun montage. Yeah.
I'm glad they got some use out of the footage that they cut from all the other episodes.
Yeah, right. And it does explain our confusion about all the scenes that had vanished. Like, here they are. The writer's like, we need a montage. And the editor's like, we got you.
We need a montage, but we don't have the capacity to actually go out and film all of these little things.
Especially during
COVID. Do we have anything that we can just chuck in? And they're
Let's
like,
just dig around on the editing suite floor.
Yeah, like, we've got this pile over here of stuff that we cut. Do whatever you want with that. Like, excellent. The montage might be over. The 118's shift, however, is not, because they are heading back out to a party supply store, and we get possibly one of the most perfectly Buck lines ever, where he and Eddie are having a conversation, and Eddie starts the conversation with, "Do you ever replay a conversation in your head and worry that you sound like an idiot?" Buck just looks at him and goes, "Have you met me?"
That's so good.
Poor Buck.
So Eddie explains that he ran into Ana Flores this morning. And I am, vindicated with the pronunciation of her name, at least in this instance. Apparently, Ryan is not consistent, but I'm going to hold him to this one.
Eddie says, Christopher's English teacher, and Buck's like, Christopher's pretty English teacher. Wiggles eyebrows.
I love that he is memorized. He immediately clocks who she is. He remembers her.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, you haven't mentioned her in a long time. It's like, oh, you keeping tabs? She's not Christopher's English teacher anymore, though, so it's okay. Yeah, they get in there, and there's these tanks that are, in a great big pile, and there is a pair of very large shoes sticking out of the end of them. And then they come around the side of it, and the person trapped underneath it is a clown.
Yep.
But this part I laughed so hard I cried. One of the tanks is leaking helium.
Several of the
because
tanks
there are balloons.
Are broken. Yeah.
So many tanks. Yeah.
And so when Bobby speaks, his voice is really high pitched, and he's like, "Help me move some of these tanks."
Yeah.
And then they all just start laughing, and they can't stop laughing, and I'm laughing, so I can't hear what they're saying. And it was just very funny. I had to rewind it and watch it again.
I don't unfortunately, my brain kicked into, wait, how much helium would have to be in the air to be for them to just be breathing it in to affect? Because normally you have to inhale it quite specifically.
Yeah,
for
you
it
have
affect.
to suck it in from out of a balloon or something.
So how is it
like
that the helium is just in the store, just floating?
I think they're close enough to the bottles that they're...
I mean, you said there were multiple bottles that were broken.
I
so
know.
Just heaps of helium.
Anyway, switch your brain off because it's really funny.
It's hilarious because Bobby, Hen, and Chim have all obviously been in close enough proximity, or there is enough helium in the air that all of them sound like Muppets.
Hen's like, Buck, be a professional.
No, it's like, Buck, be a professional.
I can't even do it with no voice. So it's like, Buck, be a professional.
Yeah. No, don't hurt yourself. We've got more of this episode to go.
Buck and Eddie are absolutely are trying really hard to be professionals, but they're also pissing themselves laughing as they're trying to help Bobby move the heavy tanks off the clown that's trapped underneath. Meanwhile, Chim is assessing the other clowns because apparently all of the employees in this particular party supply store are dressed as clowns.
Yeah, I don't know why they're all clowns.
I don't know.
Maybe it's a clown gathering.
I don't know, but
and a fight broke out between rival clowns.
see, that's the other thing. They never
Oh my
exactly
God.
explain how this accident happened.
They don't need to. That's the point. They're supposed to just be stupid calls, and this is indeed a stupid call.
So one of the clowns has an O2 mask on and starts like coughing and choking and gagging, and Chim starts to freak out like, are you okay? Are you okay? He's okay. He's just like coughing up silk
Try to cough.
handkerchiefs.
Can you cough? Try and cough.
And just
He
keeps
just
pulling
keeps
them.
pulling them
Pulling it,
out.
pulling it.
It's really awful.
Finally gets to the end of it, and Chim just grabs his O2 mask and snaps it back onto his face, which bounces off of the clown's rubber nose and makes that squeak. And we get very, very disgusted. Everybody's a comedian. Because he's still...
It's just so silly.
Oh, it's so dumb. It's so good.
But they're still not done. After that, they go to another call, which apparently Eddie thinks was incredibly boring because it was just two people stuck in an elevator.
Yeah, thank you,
Yeah, we get,
exposition firefighter.
I was going to say the exposition. Like, yes, they know what the call was because they were
Yeah,
just
they were there.
Yes, but we weren't, so we need to know.
So yeah, it was two people stuck in an elevator who didn't even need medical attention or anything. Which, the entire team would have known because they were there.
Yeah. So Eddie is apparently decided that because on the basis of that call, like everybody else, he's completely dismissed everything that's happened the rest of the day. That one call is his proof that there's no such thing as a curse.
Yeah.
So they get back to the truck and they are stripping off their turnouts, they're putting their gear away, they're getting ready to get in and head off to the next stupid call that they get sent to.
Speaking of exposition,
But
As
I was
Buck's
about to get
jumping
to
in
there.
the thing.
Yeah,
it cracks me up. While Buck's jumping in the fire engine, he's like, sure is windy. You guys feel that? Mind you, none of the leaves are moving. No one's hair is moving.
It's
nothing.
not windy at all.
It's just-
What are you talking about?
Apparently, it's really
and
windy, you
it's
guys.
just so random because everyone else is talking to Eddie about the curse, and you just get like background exposition Buck going, it's sure windy.
Sure is windy, you guys.
Okay, I
Like,
take it back
we've blown
about the
our
snappy
budget this over.
dialogue.
we blown our budget. We can't afford the fans. Just someone get Oliver to say something about the wind.
So while like Buck is like doing foreshadowing in the background and everybody is getting into the truck, Bobby weighs in, and he's saying that Eddie doesn't have to believe in the curse, just maybe don't tempt fate. So they all climb into the truck. They all start buckling themselves in. And Eddie is continuing on his tirade. He's like, it was a normal call. It went like clockwork. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
And Hen goes, you notice how no one ever says wham bam thank you sir? And Buck just like, he's like buckling his seatbelt up and he just looks at her and he goes, it doesn't rhyme.
He's so serious too.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about, Hen?
But Eddie's point...
I don't know why that line makes me laugh so much, but every time it doesn't
But
rhyme.
he's right, it doesn't rhyme.
I think it's just like the deadpan and like it's that autistic
Yes.
humor where like we like the very literal jokes. Like the anti-jokes.
Yeah.
Eddie thinks that's hilarious, but Eddie's point is that last call that they had proves that the whole Jinx thing is silly and they should all be done with it. At which point, God goes, hold my earrings. The wind that only Buck was able to sense.
They're very strong. They're very strong wind.
Knocks over a power pole that the truck is parked over, and said power pole, with wires still intact, crashes down on top of the fire truck, showering them in sparks.
We don't see anything hit the power pole. It just falls over.
No, all we hear is
wind.
a cracking noise. We don't even hear like a gust of wind. We just hear like cracking, and then the
yeah.
And Chimney just goes, "Hey, Cap, did a live power pole just fall on the engine?" Well, he's like, "I believe it did, Chimney."
And everybody's glaring at Eddie like this was his fault.
And he's like, "Oh, whoops."
So then we go to commercial. When we come back, we're at the dispatch center. And then, which raises the question of, where was Maddie in this episode?
Literally, Maddie has vanished from this entire episode. I have no idea where she is. There's no mention of her, like, why she's gone.
Yeah, no one even name drops her or anything.
No.
I mean, she's had a very busy and kind of emotionally wrought time the last few episodes. But, I mean, so has Buck.
Maybe she was dropping her parents off at the airport. Like,
I mean,
know.
She has days off sometimes, so maybe she just wasn't on this day.
But it's just very interesting that we do get, like, we get references and we see the 911 dispatch center, but it's Josh and Linda.
Yeah, we don't even get some ADR of Maddie saying 911, what's your emergency? Like, she literally just doesn't exist this episode.
Which makes
but this is all in one day, so that makes sense if she was just not there.
It makes it really weird because they have to, in order to make the episode make sense, they have to elevate Josh's relationship with the 118 to a point that I don't think it is at quite yet.
Well, he did play, was it poker?
But is that worthy enough to get added to a group chat where, so basically Linda comes in and Linda comes into the break room where Josh is sitting, obviously on his break. He's on his phone, and Josh is making like small talk. Hey, I heard you got a distress call, and Linda's like, yeah, the engine 118 wind blew a power pole over the top of their engine. At that point, his phone starts blowing up because Chimney and Buck are hitting him up for methods to remove a curse or a jinx.
Yeah, because for sure Josh would know that.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense that...
No, they want him to bring stuff.
But why Josh?
Yeah, but, like, why Josh?
Why Josh? Like, maybe Maddie's also in this, like, group. You're right. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
It's a little bit weird that for some reason Jennifer couldn't be on set this week, so they've had to elevate Josh, and it doesn't quite make sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get a bit of Linda saying how the calls today have been really weird, and she checked to make sure it wasn't a full moon. Josh is like, no, that's not for another 4 days. I've already scheduled myself off. And Linda's like, I thought we weren't allowed to do that. And he's like, pays to be the underboss. But yeah, so Josh says that they're, Chimney and Buck are fine, but Chimney's asking if he can send someone over with 2 bells and some bay leaves.
But then he thinks about it.
And then he's like, he's trying to remove a curse. It's a whole thing. So yeah, I wonder if like they've got a group chat and it's Buck, Chimney, Josh, and Maddie.
And Maddie, yeah, that's my guess. Because I mean,
it's like their poker group chat.
Send someone with this stuff.
That was just what was on top, because the amount of times that like I'll message people in a group chat because I can't be bothered finding the individual message.
Like, I'm not mad at it. It just, like, it's very much, it falls into the for the drama category.
Look, Buck's been going to therapy. Maddie's trying to set Josh up with him now, okay? It's fine.
No, we've already had that discussion. She's not setting Josh up with Buck. She likes Josh far too much.
No, that was pre-Buck's therapy.
Oh, so you think
Buck's working on himself?
Josh,
so now she likes him less.
Buck 2.0, no way would she ever let him near Josh. But Buck 3.0 is possibly boyfriend material.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, apparently.
Plus, she's got pregnancy brain. She doesn't know what's going on. Which is also why she's trying to set him up with Josh and not Eddie. Like, she's lost.
Well, I don't know whether Josh is any help, but we do cut back to the truck where Chimney has found something on his phone where everybody has to move their hands in like a swirling motion and ring bells 9 times.
Buck very seriously is like 9 in total or 9 for each of us?
Which is a legitimate question. My question is, where are they getting the bells from?
Yeah.
Josh is going to bring them. It's fine. Bells and bay leaves.
Chim is so serious about this. He's like,
I think
maybe we should all do it just to make sure we lift the curse. And then they start arguing about the semantics of what they actually have.
Yep.
Is it a
curse or is it a jinx?
Is it a jinx? Is it a person put a hex on you, and a jinx is more like a general angering of the gods?
Eddie's just like, you're all fucking insane. Neither of them are real. Doesn't matter what it is, it's not real. And Chim's
Buck's
like...
Googling how to appease the gods.
Yeah.
Chim's trying to work out if a hex and a curse are the same thing.
And he thinks that... Chimney thinks that them being trapped in a death box is proof that something, whether you call it a hex, whether you call it a curse, a jinx, has happened to the 118. Bobby's trying to talk them down, just like, yes, we're stuck in a death box. Yes, there are thousands of volts of electricity coursing through every nook and cranny. We could literally get fried any second, but let's just not touch the doors. Or the windows.
Don't touch any doors or windows till help arrives.
Yep.
Buck, meanwhile, he's still
Googling,
looking up how to appease the gods.
Is some kind of human or animal sacrifice. I'm not really down with that.
He looks so serious too. He's just like, I'm no.
And then the universe is screaming at you. Eddie's like, you guys don't hear yourselves, and Buck's like, the universe is screaming at you and you refuse to listen. And Eddie says, the universe does not scream.
No,
but just then.
That scene, like the universe is screaming at you and you refuse to listen, and the universe does not scream, is in so many buddy edits that, like, when it came up, I was like, oh, that's right, it's in this episode. It's not just a buddy edit.
Yeah.
The universe does not scream, but the universe does send more electricity surging through those live wires, and sparks come showering down over the truck.
Yeah, obviously they've not been able to get in touch with the city people who look after the power again.
Not yet, anyway.
We should mention that, like,
useless. Yeah.
Should mention as well, so, like, all of them are super tense. Like, they're all, like, crowded around their phones, like, debating. Eddie is so relaxed that, like, he's got one foot up on the chair opposite him. He's just slouched back. He's just like, there's no curse. You're all idiots.
And he says that I don't worry about things that I can't control. And Buck's like, you can say that you don't worry about the things you can't control, but can you at least acknowledge that something is controlling the things that you can't control? And Eddie's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Well, he's like, what?
Like gremlins?
Yeah, gremlins, boogeyman. We've had a crappy day. It didn't happen because of a curse or because someone said the word, and before he can say quiet, Bobby is the one who says it.
Bobby
don't.
Immediately cuts him off.
Yeah. Hey, don't.
And I think this is the point when I realised there's actually someone in the front with Bobby. Like,
yes!
Bobby's not in the front on his own. He's not driving.
No, he's riding shotgun.
Someone else is driving.
He's in the captain's chair, yeah. So the driver has not piped in at all.
He's just sitting there listening to their bullshit.
Yeah.
The driver's not allowed to get his SAG card, so he can't say anything.
Poor guy.
And Hen's like, Cap, you've been pretty silent today about all this Jinx stuff. And the driver's just like, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, Buck's like, yeah, Jinx or no Jinx, Bobby.
Bobby makes a good point. He's like, we're all a little superstitious. People.
No. Bobby says, I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little stitious.
Does he?
No, he doesn't.
No, it's from The Office.
Oh, that's so good. No.
But his point is that there are things that people do, like they don't walk under ladders. We bless people after they sneeze. He looks at Eddie. Some of us even wear a good luck charm around our necks. Eddie's like, that's not the same thing. And Bobby's like, maybe to you, but wearing that medal helps remind you of your son and helps make you feel better. So if Chimney wants to wave his hands and ring some bells so that he can feel better, what is wrong with that? And everyone's still sort of side-eyeing him, going, you didn't actually answer the question, Cap. Thankfully, he's saved by help arriving. And he's literally like, help has arrived, look at that. The 133 has shown up. And Bobby's like, it's great, help has arrived. And help is stopping to take pictures of us, trapped in our own engine. And you can see the 133 are like taking selfies with the truck in the background, with the fire, the power pole on top of the fire truck. They're giving them a big cheesy grin and thumbs up.
This is great. And the Jinx continues.
Yeah, so they eventually get out of that. Someone turns the power off and they can get the truck out of there.
Jamal finally turns the power off.
Yeah. And they get back to the firehouse.
You know the problem? It's because they called to turn the power off. And they're like, there's no power interruptions. Yeah, like, we know, we need the power off. For fuck's sake, how many times do we have to go through this?
Bobby needed to get on the phone like, Athena, we need you to kidnap a DWP employee and get him over here to turn the power off. But something must have happened. The 133 must have finally got them out of that situation. They're back at the station. It looks like it's night.
Yeah, I don't know why the 133 had to come instead of them just turning off the power, but whatever.
Well, I'm assuming that they would need to get the pole off the truck at some point. I don't think that they could get out and get the pole off the truck themselves.
What, they're firefighters. Anyway.
But for the drama, they need...
Anyway. The others just literally turned up to laugh and take pictures.
Yeah,
they weren't helping.
So it's obviously much later in the shift. Apparently they should all be sleeping. None of them are. Bobby's in the kitchen cleaning up, and Chim, Hen, and Buck are all reading at a table when Eddie arrives in the kitchen.
This is why they all get on so well, because they have to spend all this time like just sitting around in each other's pockets.
You're either going to like trauma bond, or they're all going to hate each other's guts. And luckily for us, they've all trauma bonded.
Yeah.
So we've got a miniature book club going on at the table. Chim is reading Caring for Your Baby and Young Child. Hen is reading Honours, the Social Game of Medical School, which I looked up, and it's a guide on how to survive and succeed as a med student.
As a third-year med student, how long has she been doing this?
I'm assuming she's reading in advance for when she gets to her residency, because it's all about networking and about like how to get connections, so that once you get out of your residency, you get like the good placements in the good hospitals, in the good roles.
Why is she reading a book? I've seen Grey's Anatomy. You just sleep with your resident.
Exactly. you hook up with your attending in a bar, and then you go to work the next day and discover that he is your attending. Not only that, but he's like the top of the particular departments.
Dear. And then you end up like, you know, blah blah blah. You end up owning the hospital later. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Eddie's like, am I interrupting book club? Hen is just like medical, babies, women.
Because we don't actually see what book Buck is reading. But he's reading the book on women, which Eddie then says like, oh, I was wondering why he had a book in his hand, but now it all makes sense. And either I like to think it in retaliation, but I honestly think that Buck really just wants to know the answer to this question. He puts down his book and says, Eddie, what would you say Anna's love language is?
Yeah, so Buck's reading the 5 love languages.
Which I want to roll up and shove up his nostrils. It's such misogynistic crap. I mean, you guys know, like, the backstory for the love languages, right?
Oh, vaguely.
So the person who wrote the love languages is a Southern Baptist preacher, and the book is basically teaching women how to submit to their husbands in the name of good marriages. Because,
Ew.
funnily enough, most men, their love language is physical touch, i.e. sex.
Yeah.
And therefore, in order to speak their love language, you have to sleep with them, even if you don't particularly want to, because that's how you are expressing your love to them.
Right.
And then, women's love language is like acts of service. So, doing the housework. And it's very much, you have to work with your husband's love language. There's not a lot about husbands working with their wives' love language.
No, so men have to allow the women to clean the house.
Because that's how they show their love.
And, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Right.
basically teaching you how to be a good Southern Baptist woman.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So we don't actually care what Anna's love language is because it's a load of bullshit. But that's not the point. The point is that in retaliation for the little jab about Buck reading, Buck has brought up Anna for the group, which has raised everybody's attention. Like, Bobby immediately beelines out of the kitchen over to the table because he wants to get in on this action as well.
Yeah, Hen's just like, Anna who? And Eddie's just like, traitor. And then Chim just slams his book shut and goes, baby's not here yet. Who's Anna? Like a shit-eating grin.
Okay, I just looked it up. Did you, like, this is so 5 years ago, but did you hear about the neurodivergent love languages?
I love the neurodivergent
That's
love
like
languages.
pebbling and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, parallel play, crush my
Yep.
soul back into my body,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
info dumping. I just
Yes.
love it. It speaks to me a lot more than the other crap does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I will share memes with you because I love you.
Yeah.
What was the
Or
one...
fan fiction.
Like, what was the one I sent you? I'm like, I have absolutely no idea what this is, but I think it's yours.
Oh, that was the Righteous Gemstones
Yeah,
TikTok with
there
Uncle
was-
Baby Billy.
Yeah, there was there's an account that, like, makes dolls into popular other media, and it was a Ken doll being turned into someone from the Righteous Gemstones, and I'm looking at it going...
It was Uncle Baby Billy.
I'm looking at it going, I think it's Righteous Gemstones. I'm not entirely sure. I'll send it to Alice just in case, because I know that's like her show.
He's just asking for an 8-ball and $2 million. And funnily enough, the doll also had an 8-ball and $2 million.
Yes.
It was great. Shout out to the Righteous Gemstones. Big fan.
Anyway, where were we? Sorry to derail.
Eddie finally realizes that he is not going to get out of this without explaining who Anna is. So he explains. They might not remember her name, but all of them immediately remember that this is the teacher that Eddie yelled at.
Yeah. But he apologized for that.
He mentions that she got a new job. Jim's like, oh, so you apologized for yelling at her but still didn't ask her out. And he's like, well, she's Christopher's teacher. And Bobby is like, thought you said she has a new job. And then he's saved by the bell because the alarm goes off.
Thank God. Otherwise, I think they might have been looking for a new captain because Eddie might have killed Bobby at that point.
I love Bobby in this episode so much.
He's
just like, no, I'm too good for this. So what's the tea? Didn't you get a new job?
So they are sent to a structure fire at a single family residence. They show up to find a guy frantically hosing down his garage. He seems very, very adamant that he is going to keep hosing down the garage until the 118 get their hose into play. And when Bobby's like, no,
what was that?
Get their hose out to play?
No, into play.
They're getting their
Into play.
They're getting their hoses out.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway,
they need to shut down the utilities so they can
yes,
put the
so
fire
they
out
can use
and
the
contain
water.
the fire.
The homeowner's like, yeah, okay, drops the hose and bolts. Bobby's like, is there something that we need to know about this fire? And the guy's like, no, it's just, Christmas decorations and like old files. At which point there's a massive explosion. Beethoven's Ode to Joy starts playing, and the sky lights up with fireworks. And Bobby's like, do you want to like try again, because your taxes seem a whole lot more exciting than mine are.
I should mention that Bobby mentioned his taxes, and I was like, oh shit. So as soon as I finished the episode, I did my taxes.
Well done.
So shout out to Bobby Nash and this guy's Fireworks for actually making me do my taxes.
Excellent. So long story short, it's not this guy's taxes that are going off. He went down to
it's not?
He went down to Costa Mesa and bought like $10,000 worth of fireworks to like on sale. And then the garage caught on fire. And now they are all going off.
Expensive fireworks show.
That's a lot of fireworks.
Bobby jumps on the radio saying fire's been upgraded to second alarm, send more units, and a firework literally like whizzes between him and the homeowner. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ. So Bobby sends Buck around the back of the house. He was helping Eddie with the hose. And Eddie's like, yeah, go, I got this. And Buck's like, are you sure? And it's just like, your captain just told you to go. Like, the fuck are you doing? He doesn't want to leave his boyfriend. I get it.
Yep.
So Buck runs off. Eddie starts pulling the hose towards the house, but it gets stuck. Luckily, he sees a firefighter wandering around, not really doing much. So he yells over to him, like, oh, I lost my partner. Do you mind helping me out? So this guy's in a helmet from the 147.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie makes conversation while they're, like, untangling the hose.
We learned that his name is Brian. And Eddie is bitching about it's been like the day from hell. They're 12 hours in on a 24-hour shift and it's just nonstop. And Brian is like, but you've got such an awesome job. Like, this is so cool. You get to be out here helping people. That's got to be worth like the tough days, right?
Yeah, it's all I ever wanted.
Eddie kind of looks at him and goes, yeah, okay. Thanks for your help. And Brian's like,
poor Eddie just wanted to bitch at someone who wasn't going to blame the Jinx. And the guy's just like, no, your job's amazing. You're so lucky. And Eddie's like, no, that's okay.
Okay,
whatever.
just piss off. So Brian walks away and Eddie suddenly clicks that this guy had like 147 on his helmet. And he clocks the name on the back of the turnout and yells like, hey, Harmon. The guy doesn't turn around and tries again, like, hey, Brian. He answers to that one, turns around and goes, hey, some idiot from your house gave a burn victim an ice pack. That could have done some real damage. And Brian's like, oh, weird. Huh. I'll let the captain know. He disappears into the distance. Suddenly Bobby's back.
Yeah, Bobby appears.
He just like phases into existence right next to Eddie. He's like, hey, I teleported to check on you. And Eddie's like, no.
He's a really good captain, okay?
It's like, no, it's okay. Cool. That guy from the 147 helped me. And Bobby's like, couldn't have been the 147. And he's like, yeah, it was the 147, I'm pretty sure. But there is nobody at the 147 currently because their house was damaged during the mudslide at the beginning of the season and nobody's working out of that house.
Yeah, they're still rebuilding.
So,
and he's like, well, who the hell was I talking to? A ghost.
This is the point where I was like, if this was a supernatural episode,
yep,
there would be an actual entity called Jinx.
That would be the Jinx entity.
And then they would have to appease it in some way to get it to stop bothering them.
Yeah, but Buck's not okay with human or animal sacrifices, so they just have to work out how to kill it.
Yeah.
Which will probably be like a willow branch blessed by a shaman or something.
Yeah, stabbed through its heart, I don't know. But anyway.
While waving your hands and ringing those bells.
And ringing the bells, yeah. The bells are important in some way.
Dean will be like, do we really need the bells? And Sam's like, it's important for the thing,
yeah,
Dean.
Yeah, so get this.
The law says...
But that doesn't happen.
The Winchesters are not here. No.
Unfortunately. What does happen is that they put out this fire. They go back to the firehouse, where Bobby pulls up a photo of the 147. And we see the real Harmon, who has his turnout nicely displayed across his knee so that we can see the name across the back of it, who's this big burly black dude. Definitely not the person that was helping out Eddie.
Aaron Harmon.
And Harmon's name is also Aaron, not Brian.
Aaron.
And Eddie says maybe do you think he was a fake? And Bobby says sometimes they're criminals and they use it to get inside people's houses. But Eddie
doesn't think that's one.
Yeah,
this one is.
Seems to think this guy means well.
But Bobby's like, yeah, that's worse because they're not trained and they can wind up doing more harm than help.
It's a fun little conversation because they start talking about Brian, and he's like, Brian said that all he ever wanted to be was a firefighter. And, you have to admire sort of people like him and their perseverance. They try and they never make it. And Bobby agrees, yes, you have to admire their dedication, but you also have to feel sorry for them. And then he looks really hard at Eddie and says they're so focused on what they don't have, they miss the chance to have something real. Sometimes you just have to recognize that and move on. And Eddie's like, why are you looking? Oh, okay, we're back to Anna. Yeah. Right.
He works it out pretty quickly.
He tells Bobby, I thought you of all people would understand. And Bobby's like, bitch, of course I understand. I've been in your shoes. That's why I'm telling you got to move on.
Oh, it's really sweet, though, because they do have an actual
Yes, I'm being very flippant about it. But they are, it is very sweet. Eddie tears up.
It is. It's really lovely bonding moment.
Bobby looks like he's about to start crying.
Yeah, I'm surprised this hasn't been a big thing between them before, because they do have that.
Yeah, they've got tragedy in common, I guess.
Yeah.
Losing
their wives
members.
And
then both of them feeling like it's their fault.
But then Bobby's got the good example of he's been able to move on, and he can sort of say to Eddie, look, just follow my example.
Yeah, so Bobby says that he knows what it's like to be stuck inside the worst moment of your life, to be afraid to hope to try again. And Eddie's like, I'm still not over it or over her. And Bobby says, you never will be. You'll always miss her. And that part of you that she took with her, you're never going to get it back. Every day you heal a bit more. Then one morning you wake up and losing her isn't the first thing you think about.
And Eddie sort of, it's almost desperately you're happy with Athena and the kids. And this is the point where you can see that Bobby is starting to almost start crying. He's like, I love Athena and the kids. I love the family that I have now, but that doesn't mean that I'm ever going to stop missing the one that I lost.
Aww.
Yeah. It's a really sweet moment.
All right, where are we? We're at Jim's Burgers, and this scene suddenly makes a bit more sense because I was really confused about everyone kept calling this guy Jim, and he kept saying, actually, it's Larry. No, I'm Larry. But now that I know that the place is called Jim's Burgers, that makes a lot more sense.
Jim's Burgers. Yeah.
I'm like, who's Jim?
Jim
does this guy have a twin whose name is Jim and people keep calling him Jim?
I think the assumption is that once upon a time there was a Jim and he opened this restaurant and now these other people are working it. I like to think that there was never a Jim, that it is actually Larry's restaurant, but he just thought Larry's Burgers was a lame name for a restaurant, so turned it into Jim.
Yeah.
Larry is behind the counter serving. We're at the setup. It's busy. People are coming in to get their burgers. They're calling the man behind the counter Jim because they assume that he is Jim, but he's Larry.
But he literally has a Larry name tag on him.
Nobody looks at that. And then all of a sudden Larry goes crazy and starts hurling chairs through the large plate glass windows lining the front of the restaurant. And we get a 911 call where a female caller says, Jim's going crazy.
Even Athena calls him Jim.
Athena's like, yeah, make it make sense, Jim. And Larry's like, it's Larry.
So apparently the reason that Larry did this was that he got a call from someone claiming to be the fire chief, who said that there was a report of a gas leak in his building and the whole place could go up, especially considering there is, like, the kitchen has a lot of open flames for the grills, and that Larry needs to break all of the windows in the restaurant immediately, I guess, in order to get some oxygen in and to dissipate the gas. So that's exactly what Larry does. Athena is quite skeptical. Like, some random guy just called you and you immediately did what he said to do?
Yeah, did you even get ask a name? Any questions?
He sounded very official. It's like, okay.
Bobby walks up at this point and informs Larry and Athena that there was no gas leak. And Larry's like, oh, shit. I'm gonna get canned. And Athena says to Bobby that the caller said that he was the fire chief. And Bobby's like, oh, somebody else is pretending to be LAFD today? And Athena's like, what do you mean, somebody else? And then in a moment that is purely for the drama, because there's no fucking way that this would happen in reality, Bobby looks up and immediately locks eyes with Brian.
Yeah, immediately recognizes the guy who he only saw the back of his head.
I don't think he ever saw Brian, though. That's the point.
Yeah, the only person who's seen Brian is
Eddie.
Eddie. Yeah.
Because when Bobby comes over, he's like, oh, I see you already had some help. Like, he knew that Eddie was being helped, he just didn't see him up close. But apparently he did.
You saw him well enough to spot him in a crowd.
Especially considering he's in the crowd, he is no longer wearing Harmon's turnouts and he has a face mask on.
He just sensed his aura, okay?
Yes, exactly. It doesn't help that Brian immediately, like, notices that Bobby is locked in on him and makes a break for it.
So yeah, he runs off and Buck is like, I got him. Hey, no. I just want to talk. So,
like, sprinting after him.
Yeah. But Buck does his great run that I love. I love when Oliver does this, and he runs with all four limbs.
Yeah.
So like he's running, but like his arms are also flailing while he runs. So like Brian's like running normally like a normal person, and Buck's like flailing after him and like falling over and running into people. And Brian somehow like he sees the fire engine and just jumps in and starts driving it because apparently they just left the keys in the ignition.
Right.
Buck's he's very offended by this because only he's allowed to steal their trucks. Where's
their driver anyway?
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming he is out assisting with the quote-unquote non-gas leak. But he's not in there, so Brian is able to jump in. Buck is offended. Athena is also incredibly offended and immediately jumps back into her car and takes off after Brian in the engine truck. And then, at this point, Chim and Hen return. They have not been helping with the quote-unquote gas leak.
They haven't been helping at all.
They have been helping themselves to the food that the Jim's Burgers employees can no longer sell. And they come back with, like, bags full of food. Chim's got a mouthful. Hen's got a burger in her hand on the go.
Chim's asking, what did we miss?
They're still jinxed.
So we don't quite go back immediately to the chase. First we have to go back to dispatch again.
Yes.
And Linda is wondering why Josh is still there because she thought he was finished his shift and he was going home. But apparently there was a crazy police chase, Josh says, but Linda says, yeah, it seems like your little firefighter friends are having a rough shift. Josh is like, wait. The way Tina's still in trouble? They're not trapped in the engine again, are they?
They probably wish they were.
So I don't know why we needed that scene. Maybe just to find out that Josh is still there.
But the thing is, like, he gets off the elevator, so he had left, and then he turns around and comes back. I don't know, maybe minimum shooting requirements? Like, they have to be on set a certain amount of time in order, like, when you're working, you have to have minimum hours. Maybe they had, like, to make up the minimum hours they needed to shoot some more. I don't know.
So back at the burger place, Bobby's like, so when did you guys last refill the gas tank? And Buck just topped it off. He's got like 4 hours, give or take.
And
unless
we
he
have
crashes
now,
at first.
Unless he crashes, which is actually a distinct possibility, because he's pretty reckless. We have now caught up with the beginning of the episode, because we're back to Athena chasing the engine truck, LAPD choppers following overhead.
First, we get this like a scene of this jogger who's running down the street with her earbuds in. And she gets to an intersection and just runs straight across the road without looking and almost gets hit by the fire truck.
Yep.
And the
Yeah,
LAPD.
you'd think you'd...
It's like look both ways, you idiot.
Even with your earbuds in, you're gonna...
You hear the sirens. Because they've...
Well, did he have the siren on?
No, he doesn't,
the
but
police had
Athena's
the
got.
sirens on.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's for the drama. She nearly gets run over by the truck.
There's
and all
so
the police
much,
cars.
so much for the drama, because LAPD chopper is kind of coordinating the chase, and they're trying to cut Brian off. So he tells Athena to basically try and pull the maneuver on him or something. That weird maneuver where you like knock into them and you cut them off, and I don't know if that's going to work in a fire truck. It doesn't, because Athena tries to cut him off. Brian instead mounts the curb, takes a corner, and starts driving up the side of all of the parked cars on that block. And they immediately start exploding.
Yeah, why they exploded? Yeah, I'm like, how?
Yeah.
Like, why are they blowing up? All he's doing is like dragging the truck along the side of the cars. Probably he's scratching the paint to hell. He's taking off all the wing mirrors.
It's very dramatic, though.
I'm sure it's causing sparks, but why is that enough to make these cars explode?
At least we know what they used their budget on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was cringing so hard. I'm like, the poor engine is so scratched. Like, Buck tried so hard down in Texas to not scratch the engine.
Yep. Yep.
And he just polished it all up again last week as well.
Yeah, it's Brian does not realize that the LAPD are trying to box him in. So he keeps trying to get away from Athena, not realizing that she is driving him into a trap until he is in the trap. He's suddenly surrounded by LAPD, but with Athena like right on his ass. But rather than, getting out of the truck and surrendering, he decides to throw it in reverse and start to back out. And Athena's like, oh, okay, and just reverses out of his way to let him go.
Yeah, just lets him go.
Why is nobody getting out of their car and like... Ugh.
They're all aiming their guns at him, and then they're just like, oh, okay.
We'll just let him
bye.
go.
Like,
We'll just let him go.
So
she's got to get her car out of the way or she'll be crushed by the reversing
But this
truck.
is what I mean, like she reverses out of the way. He reverses out, does a little bit of a 3-point turn, and starts driving off again, and all of the cars just follow along behind him. Like, what the fuck, guys?
Yeah, it's weird.
At this point, Linda comes over the radio saying that there is a 5-alarm fire at a residence, and she wants all units to report. The 118 start panicking because, their instinct is we need to report to this, but
they don't have a truck.
They haven't got a truck. They have no way of getting there. They do have an ambulance. And so Bobby orders everybody
them all
into the ambulance.
So they clown car into the ambulance.
My favorite. So Buck's like, Cap, there's not enough room. And Bobby's like, just get on the gurney, Buck, let's go. And so they cut to inside. And Hen, Eddie, and Bobby are sitting on the bench on one side. Chim's at the top of the rig. And Buck is laying on the gurney. He's not even sitting on the gurney. He's literally just like lying on it like a patient. Just like, oh yeah, this is, yeah. And Buck's like, yeah, he had to steal the engine. He couldn't have taken the ambulance. And Hen's like, oi.
But he's got a point,
and
because...
Buck's like, yeah, but we're en route to a fire without any of our gear.
Like, Bobby doesn't even have his helmet that says, like, Captain on it. And Eddie has the bright idea that maybe they can get their equipment to them. So he gets on the radio and calls the truck. It's specifically for Brian. He tells Brian, like, hey, it's Eddie Diaz, like, you don't have to talk to me, but, like, just key the radio so that I know you're listening. And everyone's like, this is an absolutely stupid idea. It's not going to work. And then Brian keys the radio. So he's listening. And so Eddie starts buttering him up. It's like, you know what? I wanted to say thank you for helping me at the garage fire. I needed your help. We needed your help, and you were there to help. He's playing Brian like a fiddle, and Brian is responding to it because he immediately gets on the radio. He's like, yes, it's all I ever wanted to do was help people. And he's like, well, you know what would really help us? There's a 5-alarm fire right now. We need your help.
Yeah, people's lives depend on you.
And Brian's like, well, no one's ever given me the chance to help. And Eddie's like, now is your chance.
Brian says he can't do it. He's not a hero. But Eddie convinces him that they need him. So
I think even at one point he's like rolling his eyes and like, oh, for fuck's sakes, Brian. Like, and then gets into sort of the kind of voice that I could imagine him using on Christopher when he's trying to like convince Christopher to do something that Chris doesn't want to do. And he's like, well, we need you, Brian. Like, we really need you.
Yeah.
We need you to eat your Brussels sprouts, Christopher.
We need you to attend this fire. And then there's this long moment where Brian's just driving down the street, thinking about it. And he takes this deep breath and he makes a turn. And Athena's like, where the fuck is he going? Like, Athena, did you not hear Linda's dispatch that there's a 5-alarm fire and they need all available units? He's going to the fire. So he does. I don't know how he knows where he's going, but he does. He shows up at the 5-alarm fire.
He follows the smoke and the fire.
Really? I don't think that would work necessarily in LA. I have a feeling that you could do that and you would end
knows
out.
the area, but it doesn't matter because he gets there and then he
gets there,
bails out and runs,
and immediately trips over a fire hose.
Yeah,
and gets arrested.
But Eddie comes over before they cut him off. He comes over and says to Brian, "Thank you, you did a good thing." And Brian's like, "I did." But then Athena's like, yeah, but you also impersonated a firefighter. And she says, stole a vehicle. I love it how she does that. Stole a vehicle, evaded the police and recklessly endangered the lives of a not insignificant number of people.
Not to mention broke all the cars and scratched the engine, which is going to be very expensive.
Destroyed a lot of stuff.
Yep, and caused a lot of stuff to be destroyed without actually having done it yourself. So Athena carts him off to the back of her car, and he sort of looks at her and goes, "Oh, you're a police officer. Hey, you must respond to a lot of like emergencies. You must help a ton of people each day." And she's like, "Don't even think about it. Nope."
Poor guy. I mean, not poor guy, he just did a really stupid thing. But
he did a lot of really stupid things, and it doesn't look like he's learned his lesson at all.
No.
But he gets shoved in the back of a car, Athena drives off, and we leave the 118 to, like, help with the fire, I guess?
Yeah.
Yep.
We don't get to see that, so...
No. Next time we see the 118, it is the end of their shift, finally.
Yeah. It's a long 24 hours.
They're walking out of the non-foam-filled locker room in Zippy's.
I love that Hen's like, that's it, right? Next shift's back to normal. And Jim just goes, yeah, I might call in sick just in case. But Bobby says he knows the guys are eager to get out of there, but he'd like to buy them breakfast. And Buck goes, you ever get to that point where you haven't eaten in so long you stop being hungry? And the looks, like, all of them are just like, what the fuck? And he's like, yeah, no, me neither. Still hungry, let's go.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what he means.
Yeah, I do often, yeah.
So I'm putting that in the, like, evidence, whatever we're up to number that Buck is neurodivergent. Cause...
Oh, 100%. This is, like, the most neurodivergent episode of Buck's ever.
It's a very much a neurospicy thing to just not be hungry.
Yep.
But he realizes that he's fucked up because nobody else has had the same experience. And he's like, no, I'm still hungry too. So they follow Bobby towards the cars, and they realize that Eddie is not following them and is still in uniform and is not coming with them. Because...
Yeah, I don't know why he's still in uniform, but sure.
I don't know why either, but I do enjoy him.
I think
in
while
his
they were getting
uniform,
changed,
so I'm not going to complain.
Possibly while they were all getting changed, he was out the back, like, calling Anna.
Maybe,
but it's like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning at this point, or maybe it's a little bit later. Still seems very early to be calling her.
Yeah.
Also, when did he get her number?
He had to call the school.
Well, didn't she ring him when Christopher was falling off the skateboard
from the
and
school.
stuff?
From the school, which she's no longer working at. I'll stop thinking.
He was,
I'm just
Facebook stalked
he was
her or
Instagram stalking her. Yeah.
I'm going to stop thinking about it. I'm just going to... Okay.
He was dropping her a follow request and she finally accepted it at 7 a.m. And he's like, hey, want to do breakfast before school?
Anyway, so he's still in uniform.
I'm not going to go pick up my child.
Because he still has plans. Bobby looks very approving about the fact that Eddie still has plans. Buck looks very confused. He's like, plans?
Why don't I know
what
about these
plans?
plans?
Why don't, like, but I'm here. Like, I don't know about any plans. I'm here. We don't have any plans. What are you talking about?
Oh.
So Bobby does take them to breakfast, and this is like the weird scene where they're sitting in a table in an open courtyard, but they're all still fully masked.
Yeah. And we get the exposition breakfast.
Yes.
Oh yeah, where they explain everything.
Which is basically what we already knew. He wanted to be a firefighter. He could never get through the training. He broke into the 147 and stole their gear. We do get the Buck adding in that he must have bought a scanner so that he could hear the calls over the radio and know where to go.
Yeah, Hen's a bit confused that why he called in the fake gas leak and made Jim/Larry smash his own windows, but Bobby explains that he thought that it was a real gas leak. So then we get the replay of the phone call and everything where Brian thought that he could smell gas and he
Which, to
thought
be
it was
fair,
a real gas leak.
He probably could because, as we said, gyms work with like open flame grills, and they obviously have it turned up quite high because the flames are leaping through the grills, so there probably was a smell of gas.
Yeah, but it wasn't a leak. It's just how the stoves work, grills work. And Buck's like, he wasn't just a fake firefighter. He was a terrible one.
And then probably the pièce de résistance for the drama in an entire episode is for the drama. 4 separate servers immediately descend on their table, handing out the food simultaneously.
How many workers does this cafe have at 7:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
It's because they're first responders, even though they're not wearing their gear.
Like when has that ever happened? That everybody gets their meals simultaneously.
It's 2 and 2.
I can imagine one server bringing out 4 plates and plating them one by one, but never one server with one plate at the same time.
But so Bobby proposes a toast. They all put their forks up and Bucks already has a sausage on it.
Yeah, he toasts with his sausage.
And here's to the hardest, hungriest working crew I know. Let's eat. But right before they're able to eat or put any food in their mouth, another customer starts gasping for breath, and the person they're with is like, "Oh my god, I think she's having a heart attack." And so, of course, the 118 immediately jump into action.
Yeah, see, now that they're off shift, their ability to magically diagnose someone has jumped to this other person.
Well, they don't say that she's having a heart attack. Someone else says that they're having a heart attack. So
they're off shift, so they don't have the ability.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Someone else has
it. Buck grabs the life pack.
I don't know that they have the ability. That it's just like, I think the woman grabbed at her chest, and so everybody just assumes if you grab it at your chest,
it'll be funny when she
you're
just has
having a heart attack.
indigestion.
Yeah, I thought she was choking, but anyway.
Yeah.
They jump up and grab the defibrillator thingy.
Bobby calls it in, Buck gets the life pack. Chim's already working on assessing the patient.
No food for them.
Hen's still at the table shoving food in her face. No, she's not. She's there. She's helping too.
I wouldn't blame her if she did.
Meanwhile, Eddie does get to eat.
Yes, he's waiting at a table.
I just kept thinking, wouldn't it have been funny if he'd, like, asked Bobby for a recommendation of where he should take Anna, and then Bobby picks the same restaurant for there.
Yeah, and they're all just watching him.
The 118 brunch. And so they're both sitting there at the same restaurant. It's not. It's a separate restaurant, but that's just where my mind went. I went, wouldn't it?
I absolutely expected it to be the same restaurant, yeah.
But yeah, so Eddie is sitting at a table, and we see the reason for his plans is that Anna walks towards him, and he gets all like heart eyes and like neon pink blush, and stands up and pulls her chair out for her. The gauze has now gone from a couple of wraps around her wrist to almost like up to her elbow.
Yeah, she's very tightly wrapped now.
So,
but the doctor did say that ice is absolutely the wrong thing to put on it, so...
yeah, she was surprised that he called. So awake.
Because we have no idea how he got her number.
She asked how the day from hell turns out. And he's like, I'm starting to think it turned out pretty good. Aw, Eddie.
So the server comes over and goes, can I get you guys something to drink? Maybe coffee?
And they both immediately at the same time go, no coffee. And then they look at each other and they both at immediately the same time say, Jinx. And then neither of them can speak for the rest of the breakfast.
Yeah, they're just laughing to each other like, ah ha ha. The server's like, yeah, so...
Tea?
Water?
Tequila?
Bloody Marys?
Like, something to end this interaction?
It's very awkward, but cute.
Cute, but awkward. Yeah. And that's the end of the episode.
Yeah. Such a fun episode.
It's so good. I loved it. This is my favourite episode. It was the first one I ever watched, like, more than once.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I think it's nice to have, like, apart from the fact that it is a very funny episode on its own, it's nice to have the lighthearted one. And, like, previous lighthearted episodes that we've had have always had some element of angst in it. But this one didn't
this one
really.
Still does have a little bit. Like, it's got the stuff about Shannon. Like Bobby helping Eddie move past Shannon, which is really, but it's like, it's like warm-hearted.
Yeah, he's working through it. It's not like he's actually sitting there crying about it, you know? I mean, it is a little bit, but...
And it's just that one scene, but I think, like, the episode you compared it to, Ellen, was Dosed, where it was like, ah ha ha, everyone's high on the magic brownies. Meanwhile, Bobby is, like, hallucinating.
Yeah,
his
Bobby's
dead daughter
having,
is there
like,
and is standing on the
a
top
really
of the
bad
building
trip.
ready to jump.
Yeah.
So, you know, starts off really, really high, quote unquote, haha, and then immediately just straight into trauma, where we didn't get that like jarring dichotomy in this episode.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely still my favorite episode. Like, it's just the rewatchability is so good.
Yeah.
I laugh every time I watch the scene with them stuck in the fire truck.
Oh, yeah, it's very good.
And the montage is great every time as well.
I mean, parts of it are just so over the top. I mean, we say this in every episode. It's all for the drama.
The charm of the show is that it's over the top. And this episode definitely does it well. Because it's fast-paced enough that, like, you don't really think about how it doesn't make sense until you're past it. And then you're like, wait a minute. And then it's on to the next scene. So you don't really get the chance to.
Yeah, well, oftentimes I don't think it doesn't make sense until we dissect it afterwards, you know? Like, when you're watching it, you don't realise.
Dissecting it.
But even then, even once you realise, like, how little sense this entire episode makes, it's still, you can switch your brain off and go, you know what, it's so funny and it's so cute. I am willing to suspend my disbelief. I'm willing to go for the drama and I'm willing to watch it again. Whereas there are some episodes where I am, like, physically very angry at those episodes for how little sense they make, and I will never be able to watch them again without throwing something at the television.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, this one has the whole, like, the ensemble is used very well.
Yeah.
Like, Athena slots really well into it. It's not just, you know, here's the firefighters doing something and here's the cops doing something.
And she makes sense in this episode. Like, when she shows up, it's not just, oh, Angela needs to be on set today.
Like there's reasons.
Make sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she's got something to do. Like, she does the whole, like fire engine chase, but also with the billboard thing. It makes sense for her to be there. And yeah, then she like gives the, like, she's supporting Bobby, just like, you don't really believe that. And he's like, no. Like, it's very cute. They're very cute. Eddie and Bobby's, like, Bobby being a dad to Eddie is really cute. Chim and Hen giving Eddie shit about Anna is really cute.
Buck just being himself is just cute.
Buck, oh my god, Buck is so, like, he's great in this episode.
Yes.
Like, the only thing I missed, obviously, is Maddie, because she's not in it. Like, it would have been nice if we got her in Dispatch.
Yeah, I guess they gave her a week off after last week.
It would make... I'm very curious as to know what was going on with Jennifer. That there must have been something happening that she just could not film this week. So they've thrown Brian and Linda's actress in instead. I wonder maybe if it was written for Maddie to be in Dispatch. And then Jennifer had something going on and they've gone, shit, we're going to have to quickly rewrite it.
Well, it would make more sense.
When did this air?
February 2021.
So this is February. So they would have been filming this, let's say, December, January?
When did Jennifer Love Hewitt find out she was pregnant?
Around December, January?
Yeah, so maybe she was
unwell.
Sick or...
Yeah. She could have had COVID.
Yeah, maybe she had COVID.
Anyway, it would make more sense for Buck and Chim to be texting her about what was going on.
I miss Maddie. Like, I would have loved to see, like, Maddie being like, Chim, I'm not bringing you bells. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. She would not have been on board with
Actually, that's an interesting point. Do we think that Maddie would be supportive of the belief in the Jinx, or would she be like, no, you're both fucking idiots?
She whispers to ghosts, so I'm pretty sure she'd...
Well, she was a nurse in a hospital, so surely that is also applies with the Q word.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
She knows all about full moons. And jinxes.
But yes, I miss Maddie. Hen was also not, like, a huge part of this episode, but I'm pretty sure next episode's a very Hen episode.
Yeah, next week is very Hen heavy.
Yeah. So, like, she's still got a lot. Like, she was still in this one, and I love when Buck's like, oh, I couldn't stole the ambulance. Hen's just like, wait.
That's the other thing. Even though it was, the focus was, I guess it's slightly more Eddie heavy, it still feels like an ensemble episode.
Yeah, very much.
Hen has not been, they haven't gone, oh, well, Aisha, we're going to need you on next week, so we're not going to give you any lines this week. You're just going to miraculously disappear for this week.
Like, she's still very in character. She's still giving Buck shit.
Yeah, it's like only in retrospect you go, oh, Aisha didn't have that much this week.
Yeah. But, like, the things that she did have were so good and so Hen.
Yes. So, thumbs up to Taylor Wong. Very good at writing the ensemble.
Yeah, really good at writing the ensemble.
Yep.
And yeah, so we don't have any more of Taylor Wong's stuff this season, but there's 2 in season 5, 2 in season 6, 2 in season 7, and 3 in season 8.
We do have a little bit of trivia at the bottom where the Jim's Burger and the Izzy Chain storylines were apparently ripped from the headlines.
Oh.
Apparently the gas leak storyline was similar to prank calls that were made to several Burger King restaurants, which caused their workers to smash out their windows.
Right.
And the Izzy Chains stunt was based on a YouTuber who pretty much did the same thing. However, he did not fall off the billboard because of structural integrity issues with the tape. They did need a crane to get him down, and the photos that were taken during this stunt, the YouTuber apparently sold, and the proceeds went to the LAFD for their time and effort in helping him.
Okay. So it was a much less dramatic stunt in the end.
Yes.
Than the one we had in the show. What have we got to look forward to next week?
Next week, Buck jumps back into the dating pool and Hen's mother comes to town.
Lucky Hen.
He's like, Eddie's got a girlfriend, so now I must.
Yep. 100%.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Right.
The full summary says that the 118 rush to save a man pinned under a Humvee and a garage band that rocks out to Heart. Enlisting, I love this episode, this is so cool. Enlisting Bobby and Athena's help, Michael installs a new quote-unquote rear window and turns into an amateur detective after noticing strange behaviour at a nearby apartment. Now,
oh my god, it's this
Bobby
episode!
It's not, yes, but it's not, Bobby and Athena don't help him install the window, Bobby and Athena help him with the amateur detective stuff.
Oh no.
That's a really bad written sentence. I'm
just imagining them bringing a crane in and Bobby back a bit.
Meanwhile, Hen's mother unexpectedly arrives and announces that she is moving to LA, and Buck's re-entry into the dating pool, spoiler alert, ends in disaster.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't go well.
Is it really Buck if it doesn't end in disaster?
No, not really. Triggers for next week. We have drug use, specifically marijuana, bleeding from the eyes.
Ooh.
References to the foster care system. References of illegal surgery and minor gore, which I would have thought referred to the bleeding of the eyes, but apparently it refers to the aforementioned illegal surgery.
Great. I love illegal surgery. All right, well, let us know what you thought about this, one of our favourite episodes so far. Did you love it as much as we did? I hope so. It was great.
Are you excited to see more of Ravi?
Oh, I am, now that I know who Ravi is. How long do we have to wait before Ravi is actually in another episode?
Not long.
Oh, I'm trying to remember.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6 episodes.
Right. Cool.
Yes, he comes back in episode 12.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure his next episode, which I don't want to spoil the title because it's literally everything about the episode is in the title. But I was pretty sure that episode was in season 4.
It is.
And it is, so yes, we do see him.
Season 4 is so short though, but I always underestimate how short it is.
It's so short, but it's so good.
Yes.
It's been great
also,
so far. It's going to be difficult to pick
previous
favourites.
Aforementioned with binging, I don't actually know which season is which or what episode goes in which season. It's all a blur.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's in a lot of season 5. He's in 2 more episodes in season 4, most of season 5, and then vanishes during season 6.
So yes, you will have plenty of opportunities to see Ravi again.
Awesome.
And see why we all love him.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of love for him on the socials. I even am trying to avoid spoilers, but I do see that and I'm like, oh, when's he show up?
He's very active on the socials too, which helps.
Right, okay.
He's just funny.
Let us know. You can leave us a comment on the episodes, post on thatweewooshow.com or any of the other ways that or places that you listen. A lot of places let you leave comments now. So it's not just Spotify anymore, I don't think. So please let us know what you thought. Thank you for listening this week, and we will talk to you next time about episode 7, which is called There Goes the Neighborhood. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.
911 is a fictional show, but many of the situations portrayed happen in the real world too. If any of the topics we've discussed in this episode have affected you, please know you're not alone. You can call or text numbers in your country for help. Just Google crisis support in your location to find out the number. If you enjoy our podcast, you can help us out by leaving us a review on Spotify or your preferred listening app, and by sharing our social media posts. Find out more at thatweewooshow.com.
What was I going to say? Yeah, his actors in like everything. Like his actors in Big Sky. And then I was watching Grey's Anatomy after 911 one night, and he was in that, and I was just like, Ravi, what are you doing here? Like, go back to the 118.
The Big Sky one was like, wait, what? I had to go back and watch it again. Like, oh yeah, he was.
Yeah, he's like a big
ever watch
part
Big
of
Sky?
Jensen's season.
No.
Ah. Well, yeah, he's a big part of Jensen's season.
You're not missing much.
No, I gathered that.
Missing my love, who I've forgotten the name of.
She can't be that much of a love if you've forgotten her name.
I know, right?
But you got to admit, though, that wasn't her best work. And
yeah,
that's
Jenny.
not on her. That's
Catherine
on
Winnick.
Yes, Catherine Winnick. That's not on her. That's on the show itself.
I still need to watch Vikings for her.
What do you mean you still need to watch Vikings? Have you not seen Vikings?
I've not watched Vikings.
I thought that's why you were in love with her, because
No,
watched Vikings.
No, it was from Big Sky.
Oh, good Lord, woman. Yes, you need to watch Vikings.
I just paid for a month of HBO Max as well, because I had so much to watch on there that I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to pay for it.
Oh.
Okay.
Because, yeah, watch The Righteous Gemstones. But I wanted to watch Danny McBride's other stuff. And I wanted to watch White Lotus. And there was some other things as well. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to pay for it. So I like called my friends.
Pit.
Yes, The Pit is also... I have The Pit.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But I was trying to watch it with
so
Mum
good.
because it's apparently like the most accurate medical show on TV. And so I was trying to watch it with Mum, and when I showed her the first episode, she didn't really pay attention. So now that I have it on the app, I can just like go up to the house and force her to watch it.
I saw a quick snippet of one of the actresses who said that they did things so differently on The Pit, to the point where the medical consultant was the one directing the scenes.
Oh, wow.
And the director just stood in the background and would just occasionally
That's
go like,
so
oh, we
cool.
can't actually see it on the camera. Can we like switch? And so the medical consultant would be like, okay, everybody has to move. We have to rearrange everything so that you can get it on camera, but I am not changing what they are doing.
Yeah. See, I've seen,
cool.
I've actually seen a lot of The Pit through Dr. Mike reviewing it. And it's really funny because he'll be like, oh, they really should be doing this instead. And then they do that instead, like, because it was just like an intern doing it. And he's just like, oh, okay, never mind.
Yes.
But yeah, now that I finished House, I really want to watch The Pit. So yeah, The Pit's on my list. White Lotus is on my list. I started watching Vice Principals today because it's only like 18 episodes or something, so it's really short.
I'm feeling like a real old lady at the moment because all I'm watching is Poldark and it's on fucking ABC.
What? Hang on, what is it?
What is Poldark?
It's like
Poldark. I'm assuming
it's
like
Aidan
British detectives.
Turner from off of
British historical drama.
It's like the 1700s. It's like it's set in Cornwall.
That's very on brand for you.
I was gonna say, should we be expecting a fanfic?
Oh, I write period fanfic all the time, so
Yeah,
that's just
like, are we expecting Poldark fanfic now, or?
Oh no, it's very family drama, like feuds and like random like heaps of scenes about mining, like because it's set in Cornwall, so it's all beautiful beaches and ocean and like, you know, smugglers and copper mining and stuff.
It finished 6 years ago, and Ellen's just like, shh.
No, I never watched it. No, I never watched it before, but now I just realised that they'd put it on Ivy, so I was like, oh, I may as well just binge this.
Yeah, I mean, I can't talk. I literally just finished House again, and that finished a long time ago as well.
But yeah, the for the drama of it is very annoying. It's like, oh my God, you guys. Like, why? It's 3 seasons in and we're still having the same arguments. Like, why? Very annoying. But I'm enjoying it, having said that. I am enjoying it. Anyway, we should probably sign off the episode and then I'll just put all that at the end.
All this will just be bloopers.
All
and they'll
that
be
can be
like,
at the
what are they watching? Oh,
Not 911.
not 911.
That's right.